This is Tom's Radio Room Show, and I'm trying to do a streaming effort. I'm using StreamYard, which is still very new to me. So I don't know if it's working. I don't know if the audio is working. I guess because I can see a picture of what the camera sees, so I think the camera is working. Uh, but we're going to try it anyway. This is going to be the update that I said I was going to do on the hurricane Dorian, and I was planning on doing it several days ago, but since it was heading our way, I was kind of busy checking out things and deciding what I was going to do and all that, so I didn't get back on the air. Um, this I know is not a great time to be doing it as far as the time of day, but there's really not a great time to do it, because I have listeners, viewers all over the world. So there's not really a great time to do it. So I just thought, well, I've got some time right now. I'm kind of caught up on my chores. So I'll see if I can broadcast and kind of give an update on the hurricane and hurricanes in general, because there's a lot going on out there in the Atlantic specifically, in my case, and there's also stuff going on Pacific. It's it's inevitable every year, at least in general, around Labor Day here in the United States, the hurricanes start coming across from Africa. And sure enough, it didn't let us down. Um, Earlier, let's see, I guess last week, they were saying or predicting, and with not a lot of accuracy, that the hurricane was going to come up um, through Nassau and there, and then slam into the east coast of Florida, directly across from me on the west coast, at a Category 5, like 185-mile-an-hour winds. Well, that changed drastically, and it stayed um, down over the Bahamas and that area for like several days without moving. So they're pretty well devastated. But I don't want to go. That's not what I want. I'm not giving another weather report. I mean, I'm actually sick of weather reports. I got 5 viewers. If someone could tell me if uh, the video and audio is good, I'd appreciate it, because I have no idea. Um, I've mentioned a couple of times in the last few shows that I did a Windows 10 update and the audio was messed up. Some programs it works okay, some it doesn't. So I don't know where I even got audio going out. I could be just babbling into the wind. So I don't want to really go on until I get some feedback. Let me type something, so in case you can't hear me, you can see what I type. How's my audio? And hopefully somebody will respond. And one thing about the StreamYard streamer is I can see the chat on the same screen that I'm seeing my camera, and therefore I can interact very quickly with chat, unlike YouTube's Hangouts on the air, which is gone. Um, oh, here we go. Okay, I'm getting already all the way to Scotland. So, man, I didn't realize I was screaming that hard. Thanks, Jim. So we're going to proceed now that I have a confirmation that the audio is working, and I assume the video is working. It's showing my Grundig 750, and it's tuned right now to the amateur radio hurricane watch frequency, one of them, the one that's most popular, which is 14.325. And it is 5:52 in the morning. Um, and the band is like dead. It's like S meter is zero, zero. So, and that's not unusual. Typically, this early in the morning, Anything above 7 megahertz is pretty quiet. And then as the day goes on, then it starts picking up. So I'm not surprised it's quiet. Um, and of course, we've had some we haven't had any bad weather. We've had strange weather. Like we'll have rain showers that are just, it's like the sky is falling for like 15 minutes and that's it. And it's gone. The sky is clear, but it's fine. So I've gotten a lot of cleaning off of my antennas and the power lines. So there's not too much static electricity as compared when it was dry weather. Anyway, um, let's go on. What I wanted to show you today about hurricane tracking, and as I mentioned before, a lot going on. Let me show you just I got a screen share, okay? Let's go full screen share. And I got to remember how to do this. I always forget how to do this. Share audio. No, why do I always forget how to do this? There's one little thing you have to do, and it's not letting me do it. Screen sharing has been canceled. Make sure you click share. Okay. Oh, try it again. Oh, I didn't click on the screen to share. That's a little trick. I'm still learning this program, StreamYard. Share. Okay, now you're getting my screen, and you're getting the mirror effect. So let me close. Uh, let me close what? Hide. I want to hide, and that didn't do it. Okay, what's the secret, Tom? Because I don't want this. Oh, I know what the secret is. Go up here. There we go. Now I can't see this. What you're seeing. So I just have to assume that you're seeing my um, Chrome page. And this is the National Hurricane Center and the Central Pacific Hurricane Center. And you can click Atlantic, Eastern, North Pacific, or Central Pacific. So we got Atlantic. I live right down in here. And then here's where the hurricane is, right there. Still category 3, I think. 115 miles per hour, and it's going to scoot up the coast here and maybe um, go inland or just touch Virginia here. But the thing is, here's what we got. We got this guy who's a monster. We got another one coming. This one is almost gone. This one was a tropical storm that formed here in the Gulf and then went inland immediately. And then we got this, which is another disturbance. And then this time of year, these tropical storms and disturbances, as I call them initially, peel off of Africa. And they go zooming across here, and a lot of times land right in this area. Well, this one right here was supposed to come up this way, up through here, and then slam into Florida on the East Coast here, and then cut directly across over to where I am. Well, luckily it didn't happen. It just skirted Florida, and now it's skirting up the coast of the United States. So that's where it is, and that's why I'm spending time to talk about hurricanes and monitoring hurricanes. And I know my wife says, well, let's watch TV, but nothing about the weather, because we've been watching the Weather Channel solid for about 10 days now. Anyway, so this is one way you get information about where the hurricane is. Another thing is, and I don't know how active it is they send out aircraft to fly into the hurricane and to take readings about direction, strength, and all that stuff. So NOAA, NOAA, sends out these aircraft. There's about, I don't know, it's maybe 3 or 4 that are active. 2 that have been very active, which is NOAA-42 and NOAA-48. And I, quite a few years ago, I got onto, I'll get to it right here. There it is. Let me digress for a minute and see if my screen sharing is even working. Let me go back. Oh, that's not it. That's not where it's, oh, StreamYard. Okay. So now you get the echo effect. Now I'll ask, are you seeing my screen? I'm assuming you are, but I just wanted to check before I babble for a half hour, and there was nothing up. So let me stand by and see if I can get a response. Again, this is not the best time to do this stream, but it's when I was available, when I got things working. So it is what it is. It will, of course, be recorded and will be on my YouTube channel to watch at a later time. All right. No responses. Boy. Hey, Jim, you're still out there? Can you tell me if you see my screen? Maybe Jim left. Anyway, I was trying to see if, okay, thanks, Jim. All right, now we can go back where we were here. So anyway, this stuff might be out of date. As you can see, last updated 2006. But at one time, you could listen to the NOAA aircraft communications, and they would use the global high frequency system that is used by aircraft when they're over the water, like the Atlantic or Pacific or whatever. And of course, there are many, many, many other aircraft that are on those frequencies. So I had that tuned, and down the bottom of this web page, and I just did a search on Hurricane Hunter aircraft frequencies. And this is one I found. Down here at the bottom, here are the frequencies, the main frequencies that were used for the NOAA aircraft that were coming out. They were coming out of MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, which is just across the bay from me. I believe now they come out of Lakeland, which is in the central part of Florida. And you'll see on the track what I'm talking about. So here's some frequencies. And I, in the past, had heard these 2 frequencies here, 8825, 8906. I'm going to tune 8825. And there's nothing on there right now. It doesn't surprise me. I don't know if they still use these frequencies, or they use satellite communications or what. I don't know. Somebody knows, let us know. All right, now this is the new part that I wanted to show you, is this FlightWare website, which you can track aircraft, and you can set up a free account and have it send you notifications when a particular aircraft has either taken off or landed. And I track the NOAA aircraft that fly out of Lakeland, which is, let me go down here, which is right here. They used to fly out of MacDill, which is right here, and I live right here. So there is a aircraft out there right now. So this is the history, and it flew right through the eye of the hurricane, and this is where it is right now, approximately right now. And it gives you information down here about altitude and stuff like that. So you can, and these guys, these NOAA hurricane tracking aircraft, they've been busy. I got about a dozen notifications of them either taking off or landing. And that's of the two aircraft that I track, which is this one here and whoops, this one here, 42, NOAA 42 and NOAA 48. And you can get all kinds of history and everything about their flights and what they're doing. So this is another indication of what's happening real time as far as tracking hurricanes. And I'm hoping, and I just this morning started, I'm hoping that I can hear some communications from them on HF. Excuse me. So that's the other thing I wanted to show you this morning. Um, you can see they left, this particular flight left Lakeland at 4:21 a.m. And like I say, they've been flying around the clock. Let me see if this is a Lockheed P3. It's a prop plane. I've seen it fly um, in my area a number of times because it has, when we had storms in the Gulf, it will fly straight out of here and it will, if I'm tracking it, I can actually go outside if the weather's not too bad and too cloudy and see it fly overhead. And it gives you all kinds of information. It gives you the speed, the altitude, um, distance it's planning on flying. And in this, you can do this for the other NOAA. Let me see. See, I'm not logged in, am I? Well, I'm not going to. Okay, forget about that. I was going to look at the other NOAA aircraft, but that's okay. So let's go back to my camera. And this is, like I say, this is FlightWare. You just go to flightware.com and then start going through all the menus and everything. And you can search, for instance, on this aircraft, NOAA 42 or NOAA 48. And it says it's going to be landing in 6 hours. So let me go back here and then we'll stop sharing screen. Okay, now we're not sharing. There's my Rudnick 750 again. Now, let me see if I can get, yeah, let's go back to screen sharing. I remember how to do this. Okay, I'm finally learning how to use this software. Oh, hello. Oh, stand by. Got it. Okay. Um, Hide this. And then what I wanted to show you is I wanted to close that down. Now, this is for amateur radio operators. If you have to have a license, it can be as low as what I am, which is a tech license. And then you can get on Echo Link, which is a digital way of communicating with other amateur radio operators. And it lists all the thousands of links are out there, or that are out there. Geez, I can't talk this morning. That are out there. And one of them that is related to weather is called WX Underbar Talk, which is what I'm on right now. And I'm surprised there's nobody on, but it's early in the morning here in the U.S. Matter of fact, it's 6 a.m. on the East Coast. That makes it 3 a.m. on the West Coast. But I thought for sure there would be some people at least up on the East Coast of the United States on here. There's not. That's another way. This is for providing weather information from amateur radio operators, real time. That's what it's for. Just like the ones I showed you on the other show I just recently did, which is amateur radio operators on HF. at 14.325, for instance. That's just one of them. And of course, in that frequency range, you have to have a general class license or above. Okay, let's just try 14.325. 14.325. Nope, nobody on that one. There's several other ones. Again, 14 megahertz this time of morning, not too good in my area. So, but I'm really surprised that there's nobody on Echolink. So let's go back to, not there. There, okay. Let's go back to stop screen sharing. And there's my radio again. And I'm going to do a lookup of, I thought I had that up, but I don't. Amateur radio hurricane. Okay, that could be it. Looking for the frequencies again. Okay, what are the frequencies besides the one I did? And there's a whole network on the internet where you can give reports. For instance, I'll show you right now. We go back to here, and we'll share screen, and we'll share audio. This screen, share. Okay, and then we'll close that, and then we'll go over to right here. This is the Hurricane Watch Net for amateur radio operators, and of course, shortwave listeners can listen in. And they were saying 7.268. Okay, 7.268, and of course, this is single sideband. So if you don't have single sideband capability on your radio, it's all going to sound kind of garbled. And there's nothing there. And it says may be required to. Okay, it says during any net activation operations, that's general amateur sound down. Amateur radio operations is suspended while the hurricane is going on. And there's where you can join them. And I was hoping for, no, this page does not show all the frequencies, but the main two are the 7.268 and the 14.325. Okay, so let's go back and let's stop sharing. And let's look at the chat. Okay, we got Murr. Hope I pronounced that right. Howdy. Anyway, what I was doing is I was going to do one more show on tracking hurricanes via your various radios and even on the internet. And the one I introduced, the one I tried to introduce today is the Hurricane Hunters aircraft, which I can say sometimes, and I don't know if they still do it so much nowadays, but they used to be on HF on the nationwide aircraft frequencies used by them, used by commercial aircraft when they're flying over either the Atlantic or Pacific. I haven't heard anything so far this morning on the most likely frequency that I would hear anything on, which is 8.825. I'll retune that right now, 8.825. Don't hear anything there. Now, what I'm saying, that's what they used to do. Nowadays, they may use the satellite satellites for communication, not HF radio. Don't know. I really don't know. So we should I say lucked out in that it instead of slamming into the east coast of Florida at a 185 miles an hour, it stayed over the islands off of Florida for a couple of days and slammed them. Oh boy, those people really got to be hurting. And then it scooted up offshore of Florida and is now heading up towards Georgia, Carolinas, Virginia. And it's regained some of its strength. I think it's might be a Cat 2 or 3 right now. And the concern is that it will slam maybe Virginia. They don't know for sure. Um, but as I mentioned before, and I showed you before, there's a bunch of hurricanes or storms churning in the Atlantic. So there's more to come. It's that time of year, unfortunately. You have to go through it every year. Okay, we got the radio geek is there. Hey, how you doing? Um, I'm trying to remember. The radio geek is up the coast from me, possibly. Is that right, or am I thinking of somebody else? Okay. I think I've given you all the information I have. If I was, I understand this is not the best time of the day to do this streaming, but it was when I was available. Um, no longer worrying about the weather here and recovering from my back pain due to preparing for the hurricane. So it was just when I was available. Again, you can watch this after the fact on my YouTube channel. Michigan. Oh boy, I missed it. Okay. Sorry, the Radio Geek. I thought you were on the East Coast of the United States. Anyway, unless there's some other questions, I'm going to wrap it up and see if this worked. I'm still new to StreamYard. This is only my third show using it, and it seems to be working out. I'm kind of remembering how things work, and maybe it will be a good replacement for Hangouts on the air. Hopefully, I can get some more people to come on my show. It seemed like I invited Rob 741 channel just to do a quick test, and that seemed to work fine. So I think I'll be able to use this. Okay, Jim. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks everybody that stopped by at this maybe strange hour. I typically get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So this is my activity time, and I go to bed about 8 o'clock. So that's why I would do these streams early in the morning before before the sun comes up and I have to do things outside. So thanks for watching. Be safe. And I hope that hurricane just heads out into the Atlantic and we can say goodbye to it. Have a great day. Bye bye.